Oh, we're going full screen Fett?
Of course.
It's treason. And then, look at that. Look at oh my god, did you see that? I don't even know what that was.
I believe you will bring balance to the Force.
Look at lightning effect.
Do it.
That's $90 all day, right?
Like that, with that voice.
Rip into it.
That's perfect.
Don't forget, Toy Migos, They're Not Dolls, every Thursday night, 8:15 p.m. Ho, ho, ho. Hello, hello. What's up, Federation? Welcome on the one and only Fallen Fett. It's Ernie. It is Wednesday night. It is past 6 p.m. I'm sorry for the late start. Trying to do so much stuff at once. I was supposed to be on call. I got out of it. Hi, I'm here because we have such an amazing story for you tonight. It's not even a story. It is real life, folks. This couldn't have happened at a better time with the last episode of Spooky Fett going on. That's right. It's Spooky Fett season. We are on episode 147. I had a class 7 entity at me, talking to me. It has finally happened. And, Moocher, shut your face. I have a witness who was seeing the same thing. We're going to get fully into it. Go tell all your friends. I haven't told anybody, dude. I didn't tell anybody at work. I wanted this to just be all for the show. I didn't want to repeat myself. I basically gave Marcus notes. That's what we had. It is the wildest story ever. So go tell your friends right now. Fallen Fett Chronicles is on. Go share a story. Make up your own story. Copy mine. Do whatever you have to. Get everybody over here. We're in October, folks. It is trying to cool off here. I know the SoCal peeps are like, we're getting the both. Like right now, it's cool, right? Little sweater in the morning, hot in the afternoon, maybe a hoodie at night. That's the best. I want hoodie all the time, though. I'm tired of the sweat under my chichis and everything. But yes, we are almost there. It is October. A week flew by. I was on call. I actually missed They're Not Dolls last week. Super busy. City was blowing up. I basically saved the world once again. And then what happened yesterday, mind you, this was all yesterday. I had to get my shift covered for today. so I can be here with you guys so that we didn't lose it or anything. We will be getting into some entertainment, some other stories. I know we had a lot of talk with everybody from Sonic. And Sonic, you need to send me those stories again so we could read them and have this set up. If you guys wanted to, you guys sent a lot of stuff in Instagram, but with me being so freaking busy, I barely had a chance to set everything up. Today is like story time for it. So if you have the story, tell it in the chat. We'll repeat it and we'll get into more footage like we did last week. For those of you who missed last week or you new here, what's up? I'm Ernie, the one and only Fallen Fett. This is the Fallen Fett Chronicles. We got a FETTWORK going on out there of shows that I've been a part of and been on and still a part of and do. I love this YouTube live podcasting thing. This is my therapy. We've all been through our shit, right? We've all had stuff happen. This is your parental advisory for this episode, of course. We like to be here. Don't be rude. Don't be nasty. I'm not making fun of anything. We are into spirits, entities, conspiracy theories, especially for the month of October. Like, we save it all. What happened? Freaking nuts, dude. Freaking nuts. Yeah, so hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all. Hit the thumbs up, because I know you're already enjoying it. Go share that story. Tell your friends to be here. The Federation's in the house. We're going to get to you guys. And, yeah, I'll bring on Marcus. We have Marcus tonight. The other co-hosts are out right now. They have stuff to take care of. Dario, unfortunately, is at work, but I know he's listening. I love you, Dario. Marcus is here. I sent out invites if anybody wanted to jump in. Also, sit down, tell their story, be here as well. Let's get all of the how do you do's out of the way. Don't forget, I have all the links down there below of everything you need to follow, be a part of, get in that FETTWORK, be a part of all these amazing shows, and go follow all of these people. Up next is a Sarlacc Digest featuring Moocher, who also does Moocher's 3D Printing Lab. For all of your figure stand needs, go on over there. The link is right below. Get your figure stand for all your favorite figures. Do like I've been doing and cleaning up the mess and putting everybody up in their proper place to show it off. He will hook you up. He hasn't given me my own code yet. I don't know why. Still not there, I guess, or a commercial, but we'll see if Moocher ever gets around to that. But I do have my code in other places. The homie D Blake Makes, go over to his Instagram page, use the code TheFallenFett and receive 20% off your order. And treat yourself. Also, the Shirt Farm has blessed us with a package that I need to go over. I put another order in. Homie also hooked it up. Amazing shirts. I actually think they're going to be in SoCal this weekend at another marketplace event. Corinne will also, Evil Diva, will also be at that one. So I got to go say what's up. But head over to Shirt Farm, get yourself a badass shirt. You saw the commercial right there. That one's dope, right? Like perfectly in time for NYCC. All you guys who are getting ready right now, I'm jealous of you. It must be the same feeling for when we have San Diego Comic-Con. You guys be safe, have fun. Tell all the homies I said what's up. But yeah, that was a little commercial there at the front for that Mace Windu Jango Fett. And on the opposite side, we had him fighting the Emperor. That's so funny because, that's Hasbro's special NYCC figure, that 2-pack. I need that one. Those are great looking figures. And so, yeah, I have the Darth Maul on today. I love this one, but head over to the shirtfarm.shop and use code FET for 10% off your order and get yourself a shirt. I think that's everybody who we have. Go check out Hidden Temple Toys. We have Toy Alliance in there as well, too. Get the figures that you need, that you're looking for. There we go. Commercials are over. Everybody is set. I love these shirts. Isn't it badass? I just feel so comfortable. And get yourself whatever you need over there. Like I said, all the links are below. Go support. Go show your love. I'm trying to hurry and roll through this, so my mind is just crazy. Because I'm super excited about what we got going on. We will check in with the chat. We got a lot of people here. Let's bring Marcus to the stage. Marcus, what's up? How are you?
Hello. Hello.
We started Spooky Fett. Were you okay for the week? Did you fall asleep all right? Because I know you did get a little freaked out.
No, I wasn't okay.
I'm
it's
so
fine.
sorry.
That was great.
Apologize.
Luckily nothing happened to me yet. So far, I'm not gonna jinx it. But yeah, it's all been good. By the way, really quick, two things. The shirt that you showed earlier, I
Yeah.
love Gendy Tartarovsky, I believe.
Yes.
Tartakovsky.
Yeah. Did you see that? Here, I'll play it one more time. I can put it right in the middle of us. This is one I was like, they sent their commercial, Shirt Farm, and this is what they said. And I said, dude, how perfect. Shirt
Love
Farm. Go check him out. And I got sent that shirt. It's so beautiful. We'll be heading to the park soon. I got to do a full review of it over by the Falcon, of course, in Galaxy's Edge. And yeah, man, I'm addicted to their shirts because I love feeling comfortable and the way they fit. Like you said, the stuff that they pick and have on there is just, it's awesome. So yeah, I'm glad to have found them, and we have been talking and hooked up. And like I said, they gave me my own code, so go over there and use it and show your support. And I love it, man. Yeah. So how was your week? Are you good?
Not really, but
No.
I got some stuff to celebrate the spooky season.
Dang, I want some. We got Ghost Toast.
This is
How
so
are
good.
those?
I love it. They're
And
just orange
Oreos are
blue.
out. What are they
Yeah.
called? Spooky Halloween. What does that say? Designs? Spooky Halloween designs.
Yeah.
No, 6. I love it. And you've been watching horror films.
Yes, I have.
How has that been for you?
It's been good. I actually watched Friday the 13th, the first 4 movies for the first time.
Wow.
It's good. I mean, I feel like I enjoy it for the cultural aspects rather than like the movie itself.
Yeah.
I also watched Scream for the first time, and I actually really enjoy it. Other than that, I also mentioned in the chat, I've watched Dead Alive. It's really messed up, but in a good way. Like, it made me feel sick, but I was really excited because I've always wanted to watch it.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, I've watched some really bad movies, and I'd rather not talk about them because they're just not that great. But they're free on YouTube.
Yeah. Those 80s horror genre. I'm going to have to get with Moocher, and we're going to have to get the link to his old horror podcast that he had where they were talking about movies and they had directors on there. Like, he had such a good show that they were doing, and it's a great listen for anybody to go back and listen to those episodes. So we're definitely going to have to connect with Moocher, get that link hooked up, and I'll put it in my stories for you guys and like that, and up on TikTok, and we'll go from there. Yeah, so that's very cool. I think that's a perfect time right now, and that you're hitting all the genres and everything. Don't forget to still do Shaun of the Dead. You gotta mix it up in there.
Last year.
I love it.
Rick Jones made a good point about Sinners.
Uh-huh.
I only watched half of it, but I really enjoyed it. So I think this is probably the perfect time to watch the whole thing.
Oh, Sinners is such a great movie. I cannot talk enough good stuff about that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was highly well made and done, and just that has to be thrown in the mix now every year. So now you got Sinners, you got Shaun of the Dead, Monster Squad, Ghostbusters. Like, there's October is the time to check out such classic gold that is out there. That if you haven't had the chance yet.
I know last year, like, I watched a lot more like tame, like more wholesome Halloween movies, just to get into the mood, because I don't really like too many scary stuff, but now I'm kind of like going full in. I'm not gonna watch things like Hellraiser though. I think that's a little bit too much for me.
Too much.
Like Poltergeist or like The Exorcist. I'm good.
I don't like it either. No. Let's not do real shit. Let's stay with the 80s made up stuff, and you'll be fine, as far as stories. But when you start depicting and getting into, this really happened, and you read it at the end, you're like, oh God, what did I just do?
I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really enjoyed that one too.
Uh-huh.
When I
That
was
was
younger,
thrown
I
in there,
tried
though, too.
watching it. When I was younger, I tried watching it on TV, but I was flipping through channels. I was flipping between that and The Breakfast Club because I'd never seen either of them. So it was like two completely different ends of like the sort of like something that is incredibly horrifying, and then you get teenage drama.
Uh-huh. And, I mean, that's like your basis for all 80s movies, right?
Yeah.
Is that right there. So, yeah. No, we've got you've got a lot to go through. You're on the right path. That's very cool. I like this little thing that you've chosen. I see some of the chat already talking about it as well, too. So let's check in with them so we can start off this amazing story that I just gave you notes to because it blew my mind. And we'll go from there. We got Toy Rensu. Sup, nerds? How is it? Like I said, Moocher's in the house. Good evening. Zappia already kicking things off. What's up, Zap? How are you, man? With a very generous $20 super chat. Always, as we say, the super chats are going towards the brand new Pocket 3 that we want to get for more content, put more stuff up. I know I keep saying this. I can't help, though, but Riley's had to go. She has birthday stuff and everything like that. She has been editing videos and doing that. It's going to hit you hard. That's okay. We have so much to put up. Hopefully she'll be back next week and we'll slowly just start putting it in there. But we have everything going on from hunting to Ross hunts to reviews, the how we do Disney stuff for ride-alongs and walking through the park, and also all the new merch at the parks. We got so much content coming up. You guys have great ideas that you want done too. We are rolling with it. This is in full swing. So Zap, I appreciate you. Like I said, every little bit helps. And yeah, we have that. So thank you very much. Moocher, that's the best rip into it yet. That was when I took that saber from that kid. God, I love that saber. I love all the new ones that I've had now from TikTok. Sonic says, whoa, for some reason I thought the show starts at 7. I was a little bit late, bro. Just a little bit. Trying to get through all these technical difficulties. I don't know why Charlie still resets the computer. I mean, we know why. It's been explained to me. I was an idiot and I sent it back, a brand new computer, and now they just got me. And every so often they still got to collect all my data and then reset it again. And here we are. But hey, that was pretty fast. I just hopped on a couple minutes late. Santo's in the house. What's up, Santo? How are you? Mark Rose is here. How are you? We got Brian here. Stop, dude. Wait till you hear what happened. Moocher's ready to listen. Yes, Marcus is here tonight, the number one moderator. Did you get the entity to guess tonight? No. Dude, this story, like, oh, I can't wait. Ernie, I never told you about the poltergeist activity that happened to me once while at work. No, you need to write that one down so we could share it, bro. The entity didn't clean that room, I see. Bro, this is the cleanest. Mooch, where you been? This mug is clean. Clean. I love it. We're doing good. I just got to do the roof. We got Wing or Lose. Hello there with the high tens. How are you? Welcome. Oh, by the way, movies to watch this week. Yes, this is brought to you by Moocher, our number one horror expert, part of the Federation. So Moocher says the movies for this week are The Burbs.
Isn't that with Tom Hanks?
Yes. Yeah, you haven't seen that one yet? Oh, okay.
No. I've seen it on Plex, but I never actually watched it.
Moocher picked a good one. Got to do The Burbs. Pizza, dude. Poltergeist, scary. Lighthearted. Yeah, no. You can skip Poltergeist for the reasons that we've talked about because that was some good stuff. But The Burbs, got to watch The Burbs for sure. Rick Jones is in the house. What's up? He just watched The Burbs. Perfect. I created that code, Ernie. Thank you. Please do. We will get that fixed in all of the commercials at the front. Was it you who mentioned Dead or Alive last week? Probably was. Great soundtrack. Says Rick. And yes, it was Moocher, part of that. Shelf Presence is here saying what's up to the Federation. My favorite horror movie of all time is that. Dead or Alive was so wild, I've always wanted to watch it. And then Nice, It's So Crazy and Over the Top. Stormfire is here. Greetings, my fellow living people. I solemnly swear I'm not a glitch in the Matrix. Are you sure, Stormfire? Are you sure? I've been watching horror movies nonstop. Rick is fully into the swing of spooky season. 80s horror is the best, says Renzi. Lots of biddies everywhere.
Oh, so I didn't see that comment.
Biddies. Yeah, it was just like somebody get killed, biddies run across the screen. Like that was for no reason. Like, did she just have a shirt on?
It's
Why does she have to get
Renzu's inappropriate comment that escapes me? Like, I'm supposed to be a
that
moderator.
you don't see, and it's right there? Let's see, Rick Jones. Sinners is really good. Got that paused. Yes. Sinners is fantastic. Renzu wants you guys to watch Event Horizon. He's also throwing his in the mix. Heard nothing but good things about it. Yes, Moocher agrees with the Event Horizon. Hellraiser is very good. You like the mythology. It's scary. That's all. Event Horizon is a good family flick. Yes, the Hellraiser stuff, though, is like mythology as you start getting into the more movies, who they represent and why and everything. If you were to watch that for that reason, like depict that in your head, right? Hellraiser 1 through 3 are good, Rick said. What's up? Johnny's here. How are you? Let's see. Moocher agrees. The Seven Nights are a really cool concept. Garbage Pail Kids, the movie. That was scary, right? Wasn't that just so scary? Like, that Garbage Pail Kids movie is like, what happened there? It was crazy the way that they did everything, but still, it was, that is a true horror flick. You're right. Brian with a very generous super chat as well, $20 helping out the funds. Thank you so much. Like I said, for everybody who's super chat, it goes here. We are getting new camera equipment for everything, for more content, more stuff to go through. I do have the Ray-Ban glasses. That has been good, but I need that Pocket 3, so that's what we're working on. Hellraiser isn't that gory. It's just really edgy. Let's see. Carrie Fisher is in the burp. Dude, I totally forgot that. That's right. She is. Leia's in the burbs. Hellraiser is the best. Others are suspense horror. Hellraiser actually shows the brutality instead of cutting away, showing the aftermath. People want you to watch Hellraiser. By the way, Ernie, Event Horizon isn't a family flick. It's top scary, disturbing movie ever. Yeah, Moocher, come on. You got to throw your by the way comments in there so I don't get in trouble. Marcus, yes, the OG Thing movie was from the 50s. Then came John Carpenter's remake in the 80s. Black Hole was low-key disturbing when you know what's going on. Shelf, great point, right? That's a good one. Disney, wow. Let's see, we got Marcus should rewatch Arachnophobia. No thanks.
Unbelievable.
yeah, right? And we are caught up. So thank you very much to Zap and Brian for your super chats. You guys keep it up. Every tiny dollar helps. Again, also helping is going to support everybody who's part of the mix, from the shirt farm using the codes to D Blake Makes, and over there Tashi Station Emporium with Moocher's 3D printing lab as well. So thank you guys very, very much. All right, we'll get into some entertainment real quick because I know you did want to talk about Predator, right? We had finally the full one. Now, I've worked so much, I haven't seen it yet, Marcus. How do you feel? Are you excited about it? What?
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited for whatever Alien and Predator stuff is coming out lately. I mean, I didn't finish Alien Earth, but I loved it so far. I know it had a lot of mixed reception towards the end.
Where are you at right now? Do you remember?
I stopped at maybe episode 6 because I'm not able to watch TV anymore.
You got to finish.
Yeah, I know. I really want to.
What's up, Howlrunner Russ? Ernie has his own show. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Fallen Effect Chronicles. It is October. It's time to get spooky. I'm full into ghost entities. We got conspiracy theories. You can share your own stories. We do it all here. And I'm for real. I'm not bullshitting. This is for real, and we get into it here. Wait till you hear what happened to me. Yes, Marcus, you need to finish because Alien Earth was fantastic TV cinema once again. It was really good. Dude, I thought the same thing. I wasn't trying to say titties. I meant to say entities. I think it's your fault for the titties. So
no, it's the way you pronounce entity, dude.
It's his fault. He put it out there in the ether, and now I'm here just like, yeah. So that's your fault, Red Z.
Yes. I just can't.
That's why he's always late.
I can't not think about the Dave and Buster's waitress. I mean, her as a
Bro,
ghost, and
I
she's just like
didn't-
coming after you.
that
It's like
story is so
poking you. Like, how do you
classic
like that?
because it's just I didn't mean to. That was her own fault. And then, like everybody agrees, like security was ready to kick me out. I just wanted my food, bro. You know,
So you
Marvel kicks
resort
his.
to titty poking?
No, I didn't mean to do that. I was telling her like she was getting crazy with me. So I'm like, look, I'll kick your ass, Al. Like I was. And yes, she started it. I was just trying to get my food, bro. Marvel Kicks is now antagonizing me and ordering more food and getting his food. Who was it?
Ernie.
I think it was me. And then Cheney's wife and Adam's wife didn't have our food. Like, what is going on? Yeah. What?
Ernie, I
my fault.
haven't met you in person, but I would be a little bit worried if I were.
Why?
I don't know. I just
I'm such a fun and crazy guy. I'm just saying, if it's my food, not only that, I want everybody to be taken care of, right? We had such a
that's
big
true.
group, you know, and that, like, I don't know, that kind of reflects on us. It was our idea to go there and like
Didn't you say like someone jokingly ordered something and then they immediately got it after?
Marvel
As soon as
Kicks.
Okay.
Yeah, he was literally sitting next to me and he's like, bro, I don't know what happened. So on purpose, he ordered some chicken strips, immediately came out. And he's laughing. And I'm like, bro, you shouldn't have did that. Like, now I'm heated because literally, and then I tell her and I'm like, you're missing their two and mine. Seriously, we just want our food. And then, yeah, he was, oh man, he was just laughing hysterically. He was ready to order something else. But then they saw me get into it with the manager and her. They're like, dude, we're about to get kicked out. Not my fault.
Oh,
Wasn't my
wait,
fault.
I just want to say I really like Shelf Presence comment. Why can't I read Shelf Presence's comment? Okay,
The
I-
octo testicle was the goat.
I shouldn't have said that. I just meant I like the character. I didn't realize he said testicle.
But that's like what it
Yeah.
was. Like, it was so crazy. That one is. Wait till you see that.
I will say, well, okay, so I've been spoiled by the last two episodes already, so I was kind of disappointed with the other creature. Is it okay if I say it? Because I assume everyone has watched it already.
I mean, you've given like a warning right now. So go ahead. What were you?
Okay.
What was wrong?
I apologize in advance, but I was disappointed in the plant-like monster. In the show is called D. Plumacare, and it's like the one that hangs from the ceiling.
Yes. Yeah, the big,
And
basically like an upside down flytrap, Venus flytrap.
yeah, I thought
Okay.
I thought it looked cool, and the fact that they kind of made it into like an octopus a little bit kind of surprised me. I was only
when
disappointed
it
because
grabbed.
yeah, I was only disappointed because it didn't have a lot of screen time, right?
Yeah, but you're in the room full of all of these oddities, right? Like,
Right.
So you can't. The overwhelming one has to be the xenomorph.
Of course.
So you can't get crazy.
Yeah.
Like I was a little like when the flies flew out and I really thought like I was going to see a monster, you
Mhm.
know, but then like I said, like you're in this circus of freaks and then all of a sudden, you know, you can't overstage the xenomorph whatsoever, you
I
know.
just kind of wish like the other aliens had equal screen time.
I get
like,
you.
The fly
Yeah.
barely got any screen time until like in the later half of the show. The ticks, they were kind of interesting. I kind of like them. I like the eye octopus alien. The fly one, since it came so late, I wasn't too crazy for it. It
Yeah.
just kind of felt like it was there.
Yeah.
It didn't really feel anything special.
Yeah.
But the plant one was the one that, like I said, I just wish it had more screen time and I wish it had more time to shine.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, like this Predator film, I'm excited for it. So there was news that apparently is going to be PG-13, which is kind of
Yes,
interesting.
I heard that. Right. Yeah. I don't. It's Predator. At this point, we don't have to make it R. We're making it R because of gore.
Right.
And this one is supposedly backstory is it's supposed to be a younger Predator, trying to prove himself. So like I get it. So I believe the only reason for that are, and you got to think where we're at now, 2025. I'm sure the gore level has changed. If you're okay, take Predator now. Predator was an R. That's on TV all the time, and sometimes I'm like, what? They don't cut nothing out.
Well, it depends on which broadcasting station too, because sometimes they will
the talk.
Oh,
they changed the talk, and that's about it. But if we're getting into gore, I've seen the bodies hanging there before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I'm not that's not going to affect me. I want to go see this movie. It's another Predator one. Everything they've been done, let's give it a chance, and let's get into this new story. Especially it's time for Alien Earth. This is just perfect timing with October. Like if you guys have not watched Alien Earth yet, October is the perfect time. And right now is the perfect time for you need to catch up and start watching Stranger Things. We're getting that back.
Oh, that's coming in like November, right? And I think it's going to go into Christmas or December.
Yeah, they've broken it up around the holidays, which is perfect. But if you start now and you start slowly watching, by the time you're caught up, you should be rolling into the new season. So it's great for that to work right now, even as a rewatch. Like you said, you're watching movies. Rick has been watching them nonstop. Moocher's a freak and just has them on 365, even on Christmas. So, yeah, but go to Moocher for your best Christmas horror films. He will let you know. And, it's the perfect time right now because Alien Earth was just great TV once again. And now we're going to be tying in Predators with it. So let's go see the new movie. Let's support all of these franchises that are actually making a difference now and not just redoing shit, right? So it's a great time to do that, catch up on old movies. And then like that, you forget like Stranger Things because Netflix was dropping stuff so quick and like that. It's this hype of Stranger Things and it's kind of fallen off. We need to bring that back to hype up this one. And if you start now, it will be perfect for you to catch up with when the new season hits. Like you're just rolling right into it. So get those on your watch list and we'll go there. Let's see. Sonic says I'm not scared because those kooks at the restaurant are gonna spit all of my food or something for speaking up. Cooks.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't make fun of you.
I'm talking so fast because you don't know how excited I am. Let's see. Brian said Little Shop of Horrors was that plant. Yeah, that was definitely a different type of Seymour. And they tried to make it scary, but yes, for reals. Feed me, Seymour. You'll remember watching Mrs. Doubtfire on TV and the zoom in on her face when she gives James Bond the middle finger.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, because of cutting it out. Right, yeah. Shelf says November 27th, Christmas and New Year's are the 3 drops for Stranger Things. Thank you, Shelf. Always appreciate you guys for helping out. Something says, Moocher, have you seen Human Centipede 2 yet? I think he has. Just watched The Company of Wolves, a surreal, there we go. Werewolf movie. There was. It's totally throwing me off. You know that. So there we go. Rick, and I saw The Crazies last weekend, said Sonic.
Sounds very
So
familiar.
there you go, guys. Federation is hooking you up with movies to check out. We got you hooked up for your entertainment. Don't forget, somewhere in there, you got to throw in The Great Pumpkin. We cannot deny that.
I watched it last year for the first time. It was really sweet. Very wholesome.
The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah. And then Disney, of course, has all their stuff. So, yeah. Okay. Now that we're caught up, you told all your friends to get over here. Federation's in the house. It is spooky season. Last week's show was great. God, it rolled so fast. We had some questions. People have sent me stuff. Keep sending the stuff you want to share. We're going to share next week. It's just, I got to get into what happened to me because this has never, ever happened before. Quick background for those of you new. I'm fully into spirits and ghosts, things haunting. I don't want to say demon. I see shadow people. I've heard voices. I see things. I've never wanted to cross that side. My grandma's always said I'm special. With that being said, I've had a ghost following me around since I was a kid. Ghosts like that. They have changed throughout time. An apartment, we got into this, and that was a knocker who just constantly went around and knocked like on the top of the wall. In the house, it was two children who love to play around. In this one, I don't know, but actually last week I got my shirt
Ernie.
pulled down.
Your a light went off behind you. Is it supposed to do that or
No. Wait till you hear what happened. So last week we get into it, and my shirt got pulled down in the living room. Corinne proceeds to tell me it was poking her behind her seat on her arm, and then Riley got pissed off because it pulled her hair. This is new for us, for them to start doing stuff. Like I said, we can see them walk and everything. MOOCHER'S fully been into the old house when we had something howl during a live broadcast. Lots of crazy stuff. So please share your stories. I'm not making fun of you. Sonic has shared many. Doombot. Where's Doombot at? Man, did you forget I was on? Was sharing so much. I want to share your guys' scary stories too. What's up? Joey's here. Joey's had it. I've had old friends who experienced this with me and at the house. I love when I don't see Rob for a couple years, my best friend. We show up and he proceeds to tell his kids, Ernie's house is haunted. I used to hate going over there just out of nowhere. Like he knows full on. There's just been stuff. So I've always been a full believer in it. But what happened yesterday, Marcus chat, has never happened to me. I'll get into the full story. We'll go over comments. I didn't tell anybody but two other people at work who work in our department, and I had somebody there with me. So yes, I have to do stuff for water. So we show up, and here we have an old town, and some of our stuff is what you call easements. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but an easement is behind your house as for like work utilities to get through. It should be basically a 10 by 10 space, you know, whether it be water, phone, electrical poles or whatever. And it's like an alleyway behind your house, but we call it here an easement. So that's where I was. So we go through an easement, and I had to replace a turn on for this house. We have some large properties out here. This one had about 7 goats on it. And if you know anything about goats, I'm trying to set the scene for you guys here because all of this is super fucking important. If you know anything about goats, noise, you pulling in, driving in, you make any type of chatter, they run like crazy and they just run off. Like they're scared already, right? And so there was goats there, very large yard, probably about an acre on a corner. This sets up your scene. And this is daytime, mind you. I know I'm on call, that's 24/7, but this was daytime. So I have a partner with me when we start working, obviously. Out of nowhere comes a small boy playing and jumping, and he's just staring at us. Specifically, he's staring at me more, and my partner literally has to lay down on the ground to do work of what we're doing. I'm top man, and I'm setting him up with tools, digging other stuff, so on and so forth, right? This child now keeps investigating and comes closer and closer. I literally yell, hey, can you do me a favor? We're going to be shutting off your water. Let whoever lives here know. No answer. He's running. Okay, we let somebody know. We have to do our work, right? I don't see anybody in the home. I don't see movement inside the house. I'm not being a creeper or stalker, but this is what you have to look for to inform people, right? I don't see anything, but this kid is running around. He now comes closer and inside the goat pen of where we are, and I didn't take any notice to that at all. And so he's just staring. He's staring at our work. I try and say hello, nothing. We get to starting, and all of a sudden, this child looks at me as he's been staring at me, and he goes, you talk to spirits? Me and my cousin talked to a spirit one time. We did it here. And do you see that fly trap where all the flies are? We said, if there's a spirit here, make it move. And it kept swinging back and forth. You talk to spirits, huh? Out of nowhere, Marcus. Not a hello, not a hi. that is the first thing. And I am just connected to this kid now. Like, what the hell? Where did that come from? Right? My partner's laying in the ground, dude, just shaking his head. Like, nope, don't do it. And I said, I've seen some stuff. So, wow. Yeah, we did that. But the spirit wanted us to get a Ouija board. And my mom said no. So we didn't because...
I hate Ouija boards.
Wait, we didn't because that can open up portals for other spirits and bad things to come. My mom said no, so we didn't do it. What the hell? Are you serious? My partner's laying in the ground, shaking his head. No, no, no. I'm like, yeah, you don't want to mess with that. That's bad. Kid then runs away and runs again and is now staring. I am just like in awe. I don't know what to do. Like, why would you say that and where this come from?
Right.
My partner literally in the ground says, you can see that kid, right? And I'm like, yeah, you see him too, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, why the hell are you talking to him? And I'm like, bro, who says that? He's like, just leave it alone, man. He's like, I grew up with a Mexican grandma as well, too. I know you. You know better. What are you doing? And I'm like, dude, this kid's talking. Like, I have to. And he's like, dude, just stop. The kid comes back and then goes on. And as I see him walk back in the pin, this is where now I'm noticing stuff. Because at first you say it jokingly, right? As he walks back into the pin, there's tons of goats. These goats don't do anything. They don't run away. They don't come up to him. And he's literally like a snake walking through them. They don't run away from him. We made a noise on the fence and they ran. And I noticed this. So now he's looking. He's like, this water has been here a long time, huh? It's old. And I'm like, yeah, we have old pipes. And he's like, so that's the main one right there. Then it comes to our house. But I heard my mom and dad talking and they said this mess up was your guys' fault. And so you're going to have to fix it. And then it can go to our house and we didn't mess up. And I laugh and I'm like, I didn't mess up, dude. I'm just fixing it. Like, now I'm like that. So at this time, though, I'm like, what little kid talks like this? It was just the way that he was speaking, right? And so I asked him, why aren't you in school? Because this is a Monday. And he said, oh, I'm on break. Maybe next Monday we'll go back. And I said, what grade are you in? He says, I'm in first. Okay, and I'm still like, what the hell? And my partner's sitting down there still shaking his head going, stop, just stop. And I'm like, no. So then I continue to talk to the kid and I said, wow, you speak really well. And he says, yeah, I know a lot of things. And I'm like, okay. I then proceed and I'm trying to help my partner, right? And we use this stuff that you have to put on threads while you're putting stuff together. As I open this, he then says, ooh, that stinks really bad. Mind you, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've never smelled this thing have a smell. And I'm like, you can smell this? And he's like, yeah, that reminds me of the black stuff that my dad used. See, my dad built all of this and he can build homes. He built this, he built the shed, he built our house. But I'm supposed to stay away from the black stuff because that's bad for you and it can hurt you and kill you. And that white stuff is reminding me of the black stuff. So be careful. You shouldn't use that. I am now like, dude, are you telling me how you died? Like, what is going on? And I'm like, oh, okay. So your dad built everything here? And he's like, yeah. Again, I am just there talking and he says, he goes on and he said, wow, okay, that's really neat. Then he's like, was it to the fact of, where's my notes that I told you? He said somewhere else of, like, who else do you talk to? You know, and I'm like, no, nobody. I just, I've seen stuff. I'm like, okay. Now we're finished. My partner gets up and he's like, dude, will you just leave it alone? And I'm like, bro, this is crazy. And he goes, yeah, what's going to happen when the mom comes out and we say, hey, your kid's a cool kid. And maybe she starts, what kid? Or crying or whatever. Right. He even says there's something up with this kid. And he's like, and you're not stopping. And he keeps talking to you. And I'm like, okay, but you see him, right? Now, mind you, this kid had on blue shorts, a gray shirt, nothing very inconspicuous or anything like,
I thought you were going to
time-wise
say like
that I could
17th
say.
century clothes.
No. But it was just the way that he was talking.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, dude, we're almost done. I turn, the kid's still there. Goats are still walking, no nothing. Now he's up against the fence. And all our stuff is on the ground. So I'm standing and I'm like, all right, buddy. We're done here. We're going to go. It was great talking to you. You have a good day. My friend's on the floor picking up stuff. I'm now bending over to get shit and everything. And we look up and literally my partner says, where the fuck did he go? Where is the kid? And I look up and I have tools in my hand and I'm like, no way, dude. Like I said, acre property. We would have still seen him running back to the home if he was there, right? He wasn't around the shed. The goats weren't crazy. There was an RV there, a truck, nothing. Kid was gone. Nowhere to be found. And at that point, dude, I just had this feeling of just this overwhelming, like something just happened very weird.
Like
right?
dread or?
No, just a weird feeling. Like of just not bad or anything just a weird feeling. It is then confirmed by my partner who said, I told you stop talking to him. Why?
Yeah,
like,
why'd you
I
listen
feel
to your
something.
friend?
Yeah. And he's like, I feel something. I know better because my grandma has told me stuff. And I'm like, right? What, wasn't that crazy? And he's like, yeah, where the hell did he go? And I'm like, I don't know. And then he's like, he immediately starts with you. Hey, you talk to spirits. What? Yeah, I've never in that sense, like I said, I've had hauntings and all this stuff, but I've never, ever had that happen. It was the craziest thing. And like I said, feeling that we get out of there, we leave, I have paperwork to do. So we are now parked down the street because I went around the house slow to see. Still wasn't there. Then he says, I don't know what you think you're going to find. And so we park and I start doing it. And just out of nothing, Marcus, we just start cracking up hilariously. Like we both know something just happened. And what was that? Kid disappeared. Kid was talking, standing there, full on into everything. He does not speak like a first grader or anything. That was my number one, like why I just felt I had to keep talking to him. Like I did. I drove by today again without telling anybody. I was now with Saul today. We drove by it again. Didn't see no kid out there. Still nothing going on with the house. I don't know. I had to repeat this yesterday because my partner was talking about how crazy of a day it was and what we were having, And so the guy who sent us there to do the job said, bro, are you guys like, are you messing? Or it doesn't seem like you guys are messing around. Because the way we were talking about everything, was so specific in what we felt. He then goes on and says, I was in the front and all I ever saw was a little girl, their daughter, and the two parents. There was no little boy. And he was dead serious. There was nobody thought we were joking or making up a story. This was just craziness that happened. And then he's like, wait a second, wait. There wasn't a little boy. The dad was with the daughter. Like he was telling her, Mija, be careful, move out of the way and everything while he was talking to them.
So the family has no experience with this boy whatsoever, right?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Okay.
We were showing up to a job.
Right.
This was just more info that was given to us after. Like, and I don't know how to say that because yes, imagine if I were to go and this lady starts bawling her eyes out because she lost her son at some point.
Oh gosh.
Dude, this kid was gone. The way that I felt was I talked to a spirit. Literally. For him just not to say hello when I tried to say hello, the goat's not moving. That was my big one. Was I just talked to an entity, a spirit who was there, who was just wanted to talk to us and was vanished when we were done. Literally couldn't find him. And we tried to look. Like I said, this is an acre property.
Sorry. Something fell behind you. Okay, I need some milk. I'm sorry. 1 second.
So yeah, this was such a cool story. And if it's that little kid right now that has shut off the light and knocked down the figure, hey, it was very nice meeting you. If you need something, tell me. It was crazy. I don't know, but that's it. Well, Federation, what do you think happened, or what did I see? I know Marcus stepped away, but as it's fresh in my head is, sorry, now I'm just like kind of not trying to freak out here. No, stop. Look at, so we have this. Rick is saying ghost activity. I'll come get you, Ernie. And Joey's saying, holy shit, run, Ernie. Yeah. Listen, like I said, this was a kid, and it's always been a kid. And when I saw this little boy yesterday, that was insane. Just to come out and say, you talk to spirits, then tell me that. I was just in shock and awe with the Ouija board comment. Like I said, this kid was so articulate with his words and the way speaking that couldn't have been a first grader. Just what he was saying. The hair on me is standing up everywhere. And then to make it weirder, as we go on, we get sent to another call. Okay. So like, just weird, right? We get sent to another call, Marcus, after this has happened. As I do that, I have to go to the warehouse for parts. The person running the warehouse, I have no idea why, out of nowhere, says, hey, Ernie, you got 3/4 inch clamps? And I'm like, we don't know. Do you need some or something? Is there something wrong? Because we don't use 3/4 anymore. It's all 1 inch. So do you have a question? And sometimes she has questions for me because she knows I used to run warehouse and stuff like that. And basically anything, like, I get why she's asking her what she needs, right? So I'm like, yeah, what happened? Did something come up? And she's like, no, I was just trying to gauge what was there. And she's like, I don't know why I actually asked you that, but yeah, we're done with 3/4, right? I shit you not, Marcus. The next job that we went to, bro, was a 3/4 line that I needed a 3/4 inch clamp. And so even my partner says, see, this is your fault. Why did she ask that? That came out of nowhere. I heard her ask you that. Why would she ask you that? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on today. I don't. Why out of anywhere did you just tell me that? And we were at a loss for words on that, because now we're replacing this old ass service, like I said, that shouldn't, I thought we don't have those products anymore. Why did you ask me that? And it's the next one I'm going to. So that is what then started the conversation with everybody, of telling Saul and Jimmy what's up and what happened. And then Jimmy went through and let me know, hey, I didn't see a kid there. There was a daughter. He said, and I'm being real with you guys of, what I saw. So yeah, we'll get back to the chat, but Marcus, I know you got to step away. That was it. I think I hit all my notes that I told you, right?
I will admit, when you
what do you feel?
Me, I'm not feeling bueno right now. I got my emergency milk and my cookies, so I'm good.
Yeah, I don't know. But what do you think? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, am I just trying to put too much together, or what? Because I don't feel that way. Well, but of course, I'm open to all the criticism of. what could have happened.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna believe in these sort of things. So of course I'm
Yeah.
gonna, be freaked out by that. Part of me is kind of like tempted to want to see it, but I don't want to put that upon myself.
Uh-huh.
Um, I try not to speak things into existence like that.
Correct. Right.
Rick Jones says a figure just flew off the wall, like right now or earlier.
No, I think he meant earlier. I don't think anything else fell again.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys can see it, but my camera does keep going in and out. I've pointed that out before. If you can watch me sometimes, you'll see it like it's trying to focus on something
Yeah, a
else.
little bit.
Yeah.
I thought it was just my eyes playing tricks on me.
No, that it does that too. So we'll get to the comments right now. But yeah, man, I definitely felt something, and I was just flipped out for the rest of the day. Not flipped in a bad way.
Right.
Like I said, I
But
had a
you're like still trying to
conversation.
process what happened and like
Oh,
what
I
are-
am.
Yeah.
I am, and why, and then continue on right now with the figure falling. The light went out. What's up, little dude? Like, why? There's
think
something
it's-
you need or what? Like that,
I think it's Toyrensu and also many folks in the chat that will say don't invite something like that into the
I'm
conversation.
not, but you can ask. Like I don't feel threatened or anything like that as well either. I've seen the comments in the chat and it wasn't, I kind of feel like okay, so why I threw the whole what happened at the warehouse thing in there was because she specifically said, I don't know why I asked you that. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of feel like the whole comment of talking to spirits and then saying, the spirits asked for a Ouija board is like trying to tell me don't do that. So like if it came up, right? What if somebody's like, Ernie, I was listening to the show. Here you go, dude. Let's do this now. Say if it was at work, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna try and prove anything or do anything. Like you could come in here freely and open and listen to it and tell me, but I just kind of feel that way. The pumpkin Oreo. God, I want some Oreos so bad now.
I'm stress eating it because the story got me all kinds of fucked up.
Okay, so we'll get through it. Let's see. Let me start here. Sonic says these are all movies that mostly Yoko hasn't seen. I know she needs to go through her list and catch up with all those movies. Keith Wolfman and the Nards. Yeah, that's on everybody's list. Ghost Kids suck the most. I know, Joey. Yeah. I'll DM you sometime this week. You can have them ready for next week's show. Perfect, Sonic. Thank you very much. That'll be perfect. Hal Renner says, what about Skinwalker stories?
Oh, hell no.
Those are and
I will say
I did kind of
I would say anything that has its roots in like indigenous like folklore, so like Native American, African, anything like that.
Yes.
I do not want to.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I did think about this because, like I said, all the goats were there and they were not moving away from this kid. And then we couldn't find them. I didn't get a goat count before we started. So I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, where did the kid go? The Skinwalkers, though, are like Marcus is saying, is just a whole different. Do a cleansing shelf, dude. I tried to do one myself here at home. Unfortunately, my grandma was passed away already.
She was
she
like
did them
the
at all
main
house.
person to do cleansing, right?
Yeah, she was the bruja.
What about like local churches? Like, have you been able to contact them, or
no?
Would you just not do that?
My own church, I got kicked out of. So,
Oh,
I've never talked about that. I thought I talked about that. Are you sure? You know all my old stories.
I would definitely know if you've been kicked out of a church. I mean,
I'll get into why after the things. Again, it's pretty crazy. So, I have goats and sheep, And Howlrunner, isn't that true? So, okay, tell me this, Howlrunner. If it's your goats that you're going up to, do they not run from you automatically? You can go into the pin right now and just walk amongst them, or do they still move around? That I would love to know that answer, please. Rick Jones, fully into it. What's up?
On a quick, lighthearted note,
yeah,
it's really cute when goats and sheep, like especially like little ones, I think I don't know if it's like a condition, and I don't know if it's limited to some, but there's this thing where if they get startled, they kind of like freeze up and then they just fall over. It's so cute.
Yeah. I'm allergic to everything. So Corinne tries to get a baby goat in here so bad all the time. She's even shown me that. She's like, look what it does. And I've even said, okay. And then when we keep seeing it doing it and we're wondering what the hell is doing that, I'm like, come on. Yeah. Joey already was full into that was a demon. Oh shit. Travels through the bodies of water. The ghosts. Goats are always linked to satanic symbolism. Ask Mooch. I know, Joey, I do. It was just the way that my feeling, right? I've said there's some houses, some places I don't go into where I have a feeling. It's very bad. You kind of feel almost sick, overwhelmed. Your stomach starts to hurt. And no, that's not just because I got done eating Taco Bell. It's like, it's a real thing. You can feel it. You can feel it talking to people. I can talk to people and be like, okay, like, I'm sorry.
I was gonna make a chalupa joke when you said I can feel it. I'm sorry. I love chalupas. They're so good.
Let's see. Okay, hold on, Joe. Brian says, I'll send you a story about skinwalkers that will blow your mind. Yes, please. We will share it all next week. Joey, I don't have it here anymore. You got to get it from Instagram. Because I don't have it here. You got to go to Instagram. I sent you a link on Instagram so you can hop in. Mooch, if you're still here and you know Mooch has seen the link, Mooch, can you send that link to Joey, please? I have no way to send it on this computer, Joe. I'm sorry, and it's already gone from the phone. Give me a second, and I'll see what I can do if you can't get it. Let's see. Renzu had goosebumps. Rick Jones says, death is not the end, right? Ernie better have dusted off his work shoes and washed his clothes and showered. It was very weird. Sounds like the kid could have been buried out there, and we have that out here. What up, Federation? Just got home from work. Duma, there you are. I mentioned you. I think you came right after I did the story. You may just want to rewind a little bit and catch up. I know you've sent stuff too. We will get into that next week. Moocher says, I heard that. The ghost activity. Yeah, we had some weird stuff happen here. The light shut off and a figure fell. Somebody else said they saw another figure fall, but I can't see it. The homies want to come save me. Joe says the kid has entered the chat. Okay, so Rick thinks I saw a spirit impersonating a child. The way, Rick, I can fully believe that. I have never, ever experienced any of this. Like I said, I can hear things. Like I've said, I see things, but I've never wanted to be that one to talk. This was a full-on kid talking to me like an adult. And then out of nowhere, you talk to spirits. What? So you're right. Somebody who wants to talk to me and say something and was saying that. God, those Kit Kat look good. So yes,
so
Rick's thought is you saw a spirit impersonating a child. Marcus agrees. Ernie should have a lightsaber with him from now on. Yeah. Marcus so freaked out he had to get emergency milk. And yes, the figure just flew off the wall. That wasn't a fall. That thing came off. If you want to rewind it.
Dude, you need to short on that.
Look, Rick says, I'm sorry. Look, Rick says, I watched it twice, Trippy. Yeah. I don't know, dude. You saw it too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rick. Rick's already 10 steps ahead of me. Howard says I need juniper ash. Like I said, I don't get into that side of it because that was my grandma, but I had Ash on my head, and I'm not talking about Ash Wednesday, but her whole cleansing of all my houses and like that. And I guess that's why I've never felt threatened, because of I had grandma back, you know? Oh, and to top it off, many, many hummingbird sightings this week, except for yesterday. So grandma is chilling, saying hi. I did not see any today. Fairy tales tell of nature spirits impersonating people, but they are odd like that. Yeah, it really was. One time I put a Ouija board in Ernie's trunk when he didn't know. This mother. Yeah, if we still go back to, then they made me go to the Winchester house. That was all bad. Like I said, I can just feel it. And,
I didn't know you went to Winchester House.
Yeah, dude, I went with Rich, El Sinestro, on RLU, down the rabbit hole.
I remember Cheney like putting something in like your luggage, and then you got mad at him for it because
that was Cheney was trying to do the Ouija board at Rich. Stupid mother. I love you, Rich. God, I miss you. I'm not even talking like he's dying. He's still here, but I hope he still listens to this shit. He took one of the coals from the scariest room there at the bottom. And he put it in my fucking luggage. Yes. God damn it. What'd you say about my papa? Stormfire. Stormfire could. I want Stormfire stories. Oh, I do.
What was that airport that you talk about? Was
the
it
Denver Airport?
Yeah.
Denver Airport. I was so glad that I was there. Never heard. They run for me. Yeah, anything. See? I knew it. And oh God, thank you, Hal Runner. Yes, that was my, like, why I wanted to talk to this kid. Because when I noticed, why the hell aren't these goats running? You know? Goats are nervous, jumpy mofos. Yeah. What about hummingbirds? I had mentioned that's always my grandma. My grandma had hummingbirds everywhere. I would buy them for her. She would buy them. She had crystal ones. She had everything. So she used to tell me if I ever felt a certain way that she would come back and look for the hummingbird when I needed her. And it's happened. Corinne has attested to it. Sometimes I'm at my lowest and she'll be like, we'll be in a parking lot and there will be a hummingbird just flying at the windshield. At the windshield.
Like head on, or
no, not floating in front of the windshield.
Okay.
Not hitting it.
You can't scare me like that, Ernie.
Oh no, we'll float on. No, in a good way.
Yeah.
We'll float around the windshield. And she'll be like, there's your grandma. Full on. Like I said, she couldn't do this house that we have. Tell me how right after we got in here, we did our Disney World trip and I found a hummingbird to buy, like in the Mexico section of Epcot. That was just like, to me, her. And like even Corinne, like I showed her, she's like, oh yeah, we're getting that. I'm like, yeah, that sits in the living room now, you know. Winchester House is legit haunted. I know. Yeah. Rick, have you not heard look at, they're Cheney laughing. Yes. So for you guys who don't know, I've been doing this for such a long time. You know, all of these different shows. I will catch you up on some stuff. Joey, did you get the link? Can you answer if you got it or not? There's no link. Hold on. For those who don't know, hold on. I'm sorry. Technical difficulties. I am trying to get Joey a link. Copy. I'm sending it in Instagram right now. Joey, you're right. I don't know why it didn't show up, but I always send you a link. There you go. You should be able to hit that and come on real quick. I did tons of shows and they knew about my spookiness too. Rich always had an answer for everything. And he wanted me to go visit with him and go to the Winchester house. I'm like, this is a bad idea. He's like, dude, we have to do it. immediately just standing out there, I already don't feel well. Like, this is all just, dude, bad news bears so much. We go in, we do the tour. It's such an uneasy, weird feeling. The whole story behind it, this tour that they do. I really pissed off some fucking bitch witches who were trying to do something, because I was keeping an eye on everybody, and these 5 fell back from the group. So I go back. We're like on one of the 3rd levels or something. Tell me why these witches aren't standing in a circle with one in the middle in the room. And I'm like, oh, no, not today. I'm like telling the person, we have a crowd back here, and they stare at me. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I will tattletale on you
on some witches
all day, dude. Like, I don't care, because I have protection on me. So yeah, not do it on the next tour, dude. But this happens. It's very weird. Corinne even knows I'm not feeling okay. We're at the last part, they say. Well, unfortunately, I didn't know that was in the basement. And they tell this story that they go on about of a real haunting there, and the person was bad. So while we're in said basement, lights pop off, and a slamming, the slamming of a shovel happens in the dark. I immediately look at the 2 workers who are there, like, for their reaction of part of the gig, right? Nope. Freaked out, running to get to the breaker, looking at each other. What the hell was that? And everything. And I'm like, oh no, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. What just happened?
Yeah, a
Legit,
lot of the work, a lot of like the staff there, like,
yeah,
a lot of staff there, like, they don't know what's going on. Like, it's just random.
Rich,
it's not planned at
Rich
all.
is trying to tell me, oh my God, that's part of the show. And I'm like, you don't understand. No, it's not. Go ask somebody. We then, go out to dinner, and he sees me flustered. Like, it was just all bad news, dude. And he's like, bro, there's it's okay. Corinne's like literally trying to console me, like, Rich, he's not feeling okay. And this motherfucker ends up taking it out of his pocket and says, so then I shouldn't have taken this, and pulls out one of the cold rocks from the bottom. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? And yeah, all bad. Then he sends it back with me. Literally, yeah. Here's
I feel like this
Shady,
should be a good
probably
premise
laughing
for a horror
and laughing.
film. Like,
Evil Diva saying not the leaves in her zipped up purse after we leave. Yes, when
Wait,
we
what you mean
got
by
to the
that?
restaurant. We got to the restaurant, and she opens up her purse and said that for me to take some pills, and there was leaves from like the garden that they talk about in her purse that was zipped up the whole time. Nobody should have gotten in her purse. Rich brings a rock. She has those. I'm like, oh, this was a bad idea, And we did it because Rich heard all my stories. And like I've told you, Rich had some good answers to my ghost stories. He feels it's a different timeline. He feels like what's going on is just a different timeline to someone else. Those kids are playing in my house, but at their timeline. Like, I could be ghosts to them. I'm the fat ass yelling, don't touch my toys. Right? Like, that's all they hear. So, like, he had some good explanations. When we started doing our Down the Rabbit Hole show, John can attest to this. This is how Dario became so close and everything. And then they have to remind me all the time when I do talk about this stuff. We had shows that we did, Marcus, that you can, I don't know if they're still available or whatever, but they're there. I'd have to ask Dario. We did amazing Down the Rabbit Hole shows, and they wouldn't come out. Total distorted, something wrong, everything. And then, like, John would let us know, Dario, listeners would let us know. And we tried our hardest to redo shows and everything. Then, Rich wanted to put it to a test. Let's see, who do we have here? Who's a who's joining us right now. We got Uncle Joe. He's in the house. What's up, Joe? Joe knows all my go shit and where we've been. So you remember the down the rabbit hole stuff?
Yeah.
And Rich always wanted proof of everything, and so he asked about all my hauntings of people who I grew up with. Is that true? Like I said, Robert didn't like being at the house. He had seen stuff, felt stuff. Joey's been to my childhood home, felt the same thing.
Man, I've seen it firsthand. I mean, before we podcasted, I mean,
it was everything.
Yeah, it's stuff I'll never forget.
Were you still watching right now and everything happened right now? And you talking about the kid?
I saw when the figure fell down. I saw the lights flicker a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm all looking around to see if I see any string. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. And
how could Ernie set that up? Like, everybody knows the real answer to that.
He got a string tied to his toe.
Yeah, I'm all. You just like twist all fast or something. I'd bring down the whole room or something. So what do you think, Joey, about what I encountered?
I believe it because I've seen it myself. On this road in back of me, you know where Elevado is, right? Where it's all dark. Off Elevado and Mojave.
Remember, I used to live there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right across.
Yeah.
Right there by Rite Aid. Okay, and that spot right there where Rite Aid was, it was all dark there. And I remember barely moving here, and I went to Jack in the Box to go get something to eat. So I was still new around that area, so I went around the long way. I went up Hook instead of Mojave, and then turned. I don't know why I went that way. I mean, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He won't know what I'm talking about. But it's dark that whole way. It's dark the whole road. And I remember seeing a kid about maybe 5 years old walking by himself on the side of the road. And I was like, what the heck? So I looked in my back rearview mirror, and I could still see him, but he's just stopped and he's staring at me. So I hit the brakes and I busted a U-turn to go see where he was at. I mean, he's a little kid. This is like at 10 o'clock at night. So I busted a U-turn, go back, gone. Can't even find him.
Yeah.
And I remember like a month after that, somebody was talking about spooky stories and stuff on Victor Valley 411.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that area that I guess there's like 3 or 4 kids have gotten hit by cars on that area.
Well, the old area there too is old burial stuff too.
Yeah.
My brother's house, I always felt something where he was further down there where they said they found the dinosaur bones. And like that, I'm like, no, you guys found something else. Like where we were wasn't as bad of a feeling, and that's why we got that house, was there. But you're right, of all of the shadow figures, like I said, I've seen shadow figures and we talked about it. Yeah, because Elevado and Mojave is really bad for that. Like I said, from the X to Corinne of, sometimes looking of, the hell are you doing hitting your brakes? Yeah. Sorry. I saw somebody run across. I see somebody, right there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, there's times where I've like slightly hit my brake because I thought I saw someone in the my peripheral vision getting ready to cross the road.
Yeah,
and there's nobody there. But I mean, I clearly saw someone getting ready to cross that road. So it's something with that road. And back in
yeah. It's it's a lot of activity over there, and me and Joey have sat and talked about stuff. Moocher brought up last week of the straight demon that we had while we were podcasting, that I never heard before. Yeah.
The one that growled, right?
Yeah, I remember. Okay, here's my side of the story with that.
Yeah.
We were sitting there, and I can't remember if we were we were talking. Somebody was talking, and I had my head down. And Marco was doing something with, I don't know if he was doing something with the computer or what, but I heard it, and both of us looked up and stared at each other like at the same time. We're like, And I remember going like, he was like, so the whole time we were throwing off our game the rest of the show because we were like, what the heck was that? Because I remember, and it was, I can't remember if it was before or after Corinne told us about that table.
Yeah, after.
And then,
After again, yes.
And then I don't know if it was that same night or a week before. That's when Mike said he used your bathroom.
Yeah.
And he was washing his hands, and he said he looked up and he could have swore he saw someone standing behind him.
Yeah. Yeah. All on the same night.
Yeah. Yep.
And then everybody turned into full on ghost hunters and tried to debunk it.
Oh,
and then I had the bright light. I had the bright light downstairs. Yeah. I'm like, so tell me, where does this light come from? Go ahead.
Yeah, we tried debunking it and everything. We couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Remember, we tried putting like a piece of board or something in front of it to block the reflection, and yeah, everything. It was still there.
Yeah, it was lit up on camera, like if the lights were on downstairs, but not able to see in that sense. A weird white glow, very, very weird, very, very weird.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, it's crazy because like that. I have Joey to back it up on, being in some of my houses. Me and Joe have grown up together. I never heard anything from Elena. She would always just look at me like
she's scared, man. She's scared. Even if she saw something, she probably wouldn't say nothing anyways because it would entertain her. It would entertain her fears even more. So like when you're in denial, and you don't admit what you saw, you're like, okay, yeah, it's not real because I'm just gonna tell myself I didn't see it. When I know she saw, I know she's heard stuff and saw stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, me and her as kids.
Well, like I said to Rob, dude, when I went over and I see Rob after all these years, so I could stay at his house. He introduced me to his kids, and he's like, "Mijo, this is the one that I was telling you where his house is haunted, and I don't like going there." And I was like, for real, Rob? Yeah, Rob got so freaked out. Rob stopped staying the night. Like he would just not. He would leave late. He was done. He did not want to stay the night.
I wouldn't spend the night at your house. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I know.
No way I'd spend at your house.
No, I know. The worst one. The worst one ever was my uncle who woke up screaming at 3 a.m. because he thought somebody pushed a desk on top of him. It was
Isn't 3 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the witching hour.
Yeah. And it's no matter what coast you're on. It's 3 a.m. where you are. It's all bad. Yeah.
That's
all week I've been waking up at like 3:37, 3:42 all week for no reason. And then that happened. There was a lot. So my uncle who would stay with us from time to time, because Nintendo and everything, we had our little room set up. I had like an arcade in there. And then it was my twin bed, a big desk with a bookshelf, and then my bed, twin bed. And so he slept in the middle because then at the end of that was this TV that we built in the arcade with everything. And one night he just woke up screaming and like if he thought he was dying. And I mean, I look over on the ground at him and he's just like this, like, but nothing's there. And I'm like,
oh, he's going through that. What do you call it? That
sleep paralysis, right?
Where you're paralyzed. Yeah.
And
I felt that firsthand, dude.
I had to turn on the light and then tell him, and he thought that something entered the room. He didn't know what it was and pushed over the bookshelf on him, and it was crushing him.
Damn.
And he couldn't do anything. Never stayed in our room again. Rob wouldn't. Yeah.
I think that what happened to me was probably the most scariest real terror that I've had experienced was when I felt that paralysis where like I remember I was sleeping on my stomach. Me and Desiree just got married and I was sleeping on my stomach. I was like this. And so my head was facing away from her and I woke up and I felt like I woke up and I heard her like munting, like she was like moaning, like saying help me, like saying help me. She was saying help me. So when I opened my eyes, all I felt was like a hand go over my nose and over my mouth where I couldn't even breathe. And I felt like knees on the middle of my back. Like if someone was on my back and covering my mouth, and
Doing it to you. Yeah.
I'm literally going, oh, oh. And the first thing I thought was to start praying.
Yeah.
You know, because I come from a Christian background. So I started praying, and I remember once I said Jesus' name, I just felt things come off, like everything just released.
Yeah.
You know, whether you believe in religion or not, it's not a religion, but whether you believe or not, I literally felt myself blacking out from not being able to breathe. And when I said that, I turned around and she's sound asleep, dude. She is sound asleep, like nothing was going on. And I've had people tell me, "Oh, you were dreaming. You know, there's something. You know, you were just having a bad dream." It's like, no, I know I wasn't dreaming because my eyes were open and I was fully aware of what was going on. And
I hate that too. And like I said, you know, I was taught young by my grandma, so like to control things. And I wake up at times of not breathing, and I know to tell myself, "You're awake, breathe. You're awake, breathe." To where, like I said, it's in the middle of the night, and I open my eyes, and I'm just like, and like it takes a little bit, but then all of a sudden, and I sit up and I adjust and I look around, and it's dark and everything, and I'm like, okay. And then I look at the time, I'm like, all right. And then I try and cover myself back up.
Man, see, I'm getting
Go to
goosebumps.
sleep.
I can remember that feeling of a hand going over my nose and over my mouth, and to where I couldn't even breathe.
Like I said, people put a fan in your room.
So
because you can always hear it walk in front of a fan.
I want to ask both of you, when you've had sleep paralysis, did you see anyone during that, or was it just mainly a feeling?
Mine's a feeling. I constantly see dark shadows all the time. Like I've explained before, and I got so many comments on this in a past episode before, is this is the best way I've ever explained it. For me is I turn off the lights in a room with no other light source, and I can see black darkness go from the bottom of the room up the walls to the top of the room, and I can't see. Even though Corinne can tell me she can see or whatever it may be, it turns to darkness for me. So I can't. Hence why I have so many fans, because I can hear then something's in front of the fan, some things like that. So when I wake up like that, or why do I wake up? I'm not trying to look for anything. I'm trying to sit up and wake myself up, saying, I'm awake. I'm awake. You know, what's wrong? Because darkness to me is just overtakes everything. I was born in it, but yes, I like for reals. Yeah, that's for me. I don't know, Joe, what you see when I say shadow people. It's not at night. Shadow people is around all the time, whether I'm walking, but late at night, especially after dusk, it's very hard to drive. Like I said, because I will step on the brakes because I see somebody run across the street constantly all the time. And if it's that close for me to hit the brakes, I have to, because in all honesty, I do not know shadow person or real person. So yeah, I don't know about you, Joe.
Yeah. Me, with that experience, all I saw was a shadow reflecting off the wall that was in front of me. So I couldn't see, like I didn't see no hand. I could physically feel the hand. I physically felt heavy breathing coming from the back of my head, like towards my ear. And like I even heard it like you know when someone like laughs and it's like a like something like that. But physically, like my eyes seeing what was on me, I couldn't see it. All I saw was a shadow reflecting off of whatever it was onto my wall. That's the only thing I saw.
Yeah, it can get like that, you know. And
shadow people, it's like, oh man, that's like the hardest one to define, because you don't know whether it's a reflection of yourself walking in front of a light and you just freak yourself out, or there's so many times where I used to walk to my friend's house and I used to walk down this one street around the block, and then the neighbor had a floodlight going towards this empty field. So I would walk And I don't know how many times I freaked myself out from the shadow of my head off them lights, looking like 3 shadows were walking along the side of me. And I would be like, why is it 3 shadows when it should be just one
of yours?
Of me.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think it was just the way the light was positioned, because even one of my friend Jared, he was walking too, and it did the same thing with him. He was walking, and it looked like 3 shadows literally were like following us.
Mm-hmm.
So shadow people, it's like, unless I see like glowing eyes with them shadows, then yeah.
That's kind of the reason why I asked, because there are a lot of cases about sleep paralysis of someone seeing something, so notably the Hat Man or the Boogeyman or something like that.
Correct. That's why I'm not trying to look.
Yeah. When I had sleep paralysis a long time ago, like years ago, I think it was heavily influenced by what was happening around at the time, because at the time there was like, what was it, The Nun or the Conjuring or something like that, and there were a lot of trailers and advertisements of it, and I think that influenced my sleep paralysis at the time.
What did you feel when what did you experience when you went through it?
It's just kind of like struggling to breathe and to move. It was just like staring at that face for a really long time. But it was years ago, and I haven't had an experience like that ever since. Well, actually, a couple nights ago, like maybe 2 nights ago, I kind of felt like I was dying. I don't really know how to explain it, but it was just kind of weird. It was kind of like an out of body experience a little bit. Not to sound like cliche, but
yeah, I've had dreams where I felt like I was dying, and I could feel myself taking my last breath, to where you wake up feeling like you're out of breath, and you wake up feeling like you gotta fill your lungs back with air, because you're taking your last breath. And that's the scariest feeling to feel when you wake up.
Yeah. Like I said, that's why I'm always trying to tell myself, you're awake. Like, to try and stop yourself from gasping for that air of, like, you know, just take it and do it. Now I can't even remember. I'm pretty positive it was last year. I told Yoko, but Marcus, try and remember back to last year. Did I tell the story of me waking up bleeding?
Bleeding? Like,
yeah, didn't I?
Like bleeding how? Like,
no, did I not share that?
Bleed, or I don't really remember unless you give more details.
But Dave, did I tell that on the show or no? Was I too freaked out? Let's see if she answers, and then I'll get to it.
I personally don't remember, dude.
Because of my dreams.
I woke up with scratches that I can't figure out where I got them from. But
I don't know. Let's see if any of the chat remembers or anything. But last year, did I talk about the bleeding story? So let's see. I'll catch up with the chat real quick right now. So give a chance for Corinne to answer and everything.
Sounds like sleep apnea.
Here we go. Duma. We have a hummingbird feeder in our backyard, and every once in a while when we leave the door open, a hummingbird will legit hover looking into the home. It's pretty cool to see. Yeah. Cheney actually put a Ouija board in Ernie's car. No. I know that ghost. I worked at the theater next door that used to be Winchester property. I won't go into that haunted house, not even the gift shop. See?
I've heard that house is the worst, dude.
It was very bad. And here I was doing anything for Rich and content. And it was so bad. What?
Really quick. So both of y'all on the West Coast, do you know about the Cecil Motel?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. Joe, do you know about that one? The one down the hill?
Nah, I've never heard of it. I was about to tell you about that clown motel in Tonopah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too.
Whew, man.
Some streamers have been there. Some streamers have actually come out here too and tried to do stuff. And it's not. I'm like, go to the school where I was haunted by the kids there. That's a whole different story. I've shared that one.
I've talked to truck drivers where I work at, that delivered fuel to. They say it's the back end of Area 51. Because Area 51 sits right on the back end of Tonopah.
Correct.
So they said they've stayed at, one of them said he stayed at that clown hotel because he was straight up, he don't believe in none of the ghost stuff, but that hotel made him a believer.
Yeah.
It's
pretty bad.
Because stuff that, I mean, not only that, you got that cemetery that's right next to it. It's an old Western.
So the weird thing about that hotel, like you're saying, is a location. And yes, sorry if you're not a non-believer, but they have confirmed that Area 51 is real. We have confirmed UFOs. We have confirmed aliens. It's out there now. So sorry, but it is. And with that one, like you're saying, of its location, of where it is and everything, is also, you have the escape stories. You have the cemetery. So is it something alien that actually went to that hotel, it being a fucking clown hotel, or there's just too much there? You could probably have both from some of the stories that were told.
What sucks is it's on the way to Reno. So like if you ever wanted to take a drive out to Reno and you're like one of those people that just get tired from driving, that's the only pit stop basically from between around where Kern Valley is to Reno, like between that area. It's just that Tonopah is like your last pit stop, unless you want to park somewhere in the middle of the desert.
Sonic says, a kid story reminds me of the story I told Ernie and Yoko about the devil as a kid playing jump rope with his tail.
I need some milk.
I remember that. Shani says, Bernie, did you see the video for the Mandela stuff where they took an old cell phone and through the video of the old cell phone, an example is it shows Tom Cruise with the sunglasses on? Yeah, there's a couple of them and they're a couple of old phones. And I would not doubt that of being true. And these videos were out before all this AI stuff where somebody was trying to show it off. And this one person who I used to follow was showing multiple different old phones. And basically the answer there is the technology has not crossed over with us to where we have changed our universe, but the old phone is still showing the old. So you can put the Berenstein's book there and it will say EIN, and you remove it and it's the AIN that is now Berenstein. So yeah, there's a bunch. We will definitely have to get into conspiracy stuff more on another episode. Yeah, because I love it. Evil Diva, Corinne was saying it was her who finally said, we're just not going to talk about the growl, because even she heard it when we were all tripping, and that's all it took. And then finally everybody admitted it, and that started the whole Ghost Hunters episode at the house.
I just remember nobody moved. Everyone just stood still, and all you hear is people breathing out of their nose.
Yeah.
That's all you hear.
Right when Corinne finally says it, like, oh no, nobody's crazy. Rick says maybe it was a stomach growling. No, this was a straight up fucking demon dog from Ghostbusters. I've never heard a growl like that.
It sounded ever. Exactly like that, dude. Like that growl on the demon dog.
Yes, that's why I always say that. I've never heard anything like that before, and I still blame Corinne for that stupid table that we had to get rid of, and I'm sorry to whoever took it like we did. Have you heard of the ghost spirits that are known? This is Sonic again. Yes. Have you heard of the ghost spirits that are known to appear on a bridge in Pasadena, California? The spirits are said to be people who committed suicide by jumping over the bridge. Yes, and you could see them doing it.
Isn't it like right there by Devil's Gate?
I
think it's right there around Devil's Gate. Yeah.
Doombot says the witching hour, Tim, he thought was 3:15. It's anywhere at 3. Very specific though. John to the Ross, what's up? I need some milk is the most sane thing I've ever heard. Yes, and he has Oreos.
They'll destroy me.
Diggs Figs, my favorite. Sounds more like sleep apnea. Always coming with a great response.
That's like something that Cheney would say.
I've heard, you know what? I've heard people tell me that too. Like, hey, maybe you got sleep apnea. It's like, nah.
It's the difference of what we know beyond that, and I don't have it all the time like somebody else has. You know what I'm saying? Like, things happen. It's not, and I get the answer. I do.
Ernie, really quick, I just want to blame you for the
What?
spooky talk because I've
Yeah.
had 3 Oreos of the. Wait 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. It's a Howling Wolf. I've had like 3 of them in a row, and I'm sick and tired of it. I'm
See?
blaming you.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's telling you something. Rick says
No,
dying
don't tell
dreams are
me anything.
terrible. I have them
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah, Rick, that's what I'll get into. Telling what? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
All right, man. I gotta bounce. I gotta get ready for the next show. But I
Okay,
just want
bro.
to come in real quick and just check in
Yeah,
and
no, thank
validate
you.
your story.
I will
So,
be there soon, and I'll let them know about the bleeding one. So we'll go from there.
Nice
All
meeting
right,
you,
man.
bro.
All right.
All right.
You
I'll
guys
see you
take
soon,
care.
Joey. Thanks.
All right,
Later, bro. Yeah, Zap said Corinne Ernie wanted to know if he told the story of him waking up bleeding. I remember you mentioning the bleeding thing. Weird. The chat just glitched on my device. There's plastic bubble. You should have seen everything that happened earlier. Ernie, Yoko, Marcus, and Cheney should visit the Queen Mary. Nope. I already said no to that. Rich wanted to go there. And no, I've been once. I've seen the videos of the kids. I've seen the footprints. I've seen the rooms. I can't even watch some of those videos even talking about it right now. That place is beyond haunted. Oh my, you'd have to pay me a lot to even go there to film, like in a daytime setting.
Really quick, I just want to say, if there is any place that I would like to go visit, it's not haunted. It's more like cryptid stuff. You know, like West Virginia or like, I guess Seattle, where they have like Bigfoot stuff or like the Mothman stuff. It looks really fun. You know, I wouldn't mind going there.
Oh, I love tales of the fairy tale creatures. Let's say that's my best way to put it. You know, I fully believe in that of seeing and right now with so much more sightings, I do feel like we're crossing over more, and I feel like somewhere Bigfoot does chill in one of the universes, and unfortunately the ones here have crossed over and like, what the hell? How am I not cool here?
Yoko has a Bigfoot in her neck of the woods.
Yeah.
It's her neighbor, but she doesn't pay attention to him.
Right.
So he's really sad.
Yeah. All of the mermaid sightings that have come up lately. Oh, you lost the Oreo. You dipped too long.
Yeah, I fucking dropped, dude.
Dipped too long. The mermaid sightings that are out right now, some of them are pretty sad to me because I feel like you can totally see them discombobulated, maybe like a cry for help, and all of a sudden they're kind of weird. Dick Fix says if Ancient Aliens has taught me anything, the answer is always aliens. You're right, it is. And the oceans have most of them. Shady said they had a BlackBerry and a Razor. Yes, I have seen those recent ones. Those are pretty good. They're showing different from the older ones that I had seen with the Nokias or the Samsung. They're very trippy. And like I said, I love the explanation for it as well. Wait a minute, aliens are confirmed. Yes. Serious Toombot, look it up. There even last week's talk was the ones that are in the ocean that we have talked to. Yeah, they've been there. What's up, Arizona 200ers Guild? What's up, Mikey? How are you, Mike? Remember, go follow this man right now. Roscon is no joke. I've been on call all week. This man hits me constantly with Roscon stuff. Shout out to Wisman for keeping me up. John to the Ross. Who else? Mike out there. So many people who are fully embraced Roscon right now. And we told you guys, like, why do we make this stuff up? Follow Arizona 200ers Guild, Brick University, everybody out there who is, of course, on the daily hunts, which I wish I could. Mike scolded me yesterday. I did not have a chance at all to go out because of it. But in our neck of the woods, people have already found the Sabine saber and the Sabine helmet. And that really pisses me off. So if you're out there helping and hunting, I just need one of each, please. The Sabine helmet is $29.99, and the Sabine saber is also $29.99. Marvel Legends fans, we now have Secret Wars showing up. Black Series, wild. catch up on all your Black Series because I have been. Daddy Mac opened up storage units and just pushing all that shit out everywhere. Wild, crazy. Go hit your Ross and Dini's. And if you find a Saber or a Sabine helmet, hook your boy up, please. Okay? I love you. Thank you. Arizona Toy Hunters Guild, all social media and YouTube. Rick Jones, Wake Up Bleeding is my next death metal EP. Dude, use it, please. What's up, Darth Gutierrez? The Mothman. Yeah, we'll have to get into that then. You guys send me your best fairy tale creatures. These what's the word I'm looking for? Marcus, urban legends, the cryptids. Yes, we can get into all those, the fairies, everything. Oh, Dubai. Next one. You guys are one step ahead of me. The cryptids. Yes.
The oh man, Bunny Man Bridge. That was my favorite urban legend as a kid.
Yeah, send it so we could read through them, and we'll go through everybody's urban legend.
Gotcha.
Mike, I had this queued up. You missed up earlier. I did not talk about this. I had to get my story out there. I had a very crazy thing happen to me for those of you joining us late. I already got into the story. We've had crazy things happen during the whole stream. It's been a great show today. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here, showing up, and you're definitely going to have to go replay this and catch up and tell me your thoughts. Leave them in the comments and let me know what you think. Haunted Mansion got a new ghost. Just saw something on TMZ about something that happened at Disneyland. Yes, I had brought that up. Unfortunately, a woman has passed away yesterday at Haunted Mansion, literally to the fact of she rode Haunted Mansion Holiday, and when they went to tell her to exit, she was not responding. It was only her in the Doom buggy. This is a great story. I'm not in any way trying to make... No, it's great. I'm saying Haunted Mansion wise. Like I said, I'm not trying to make fun of the dead.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to anything. If anything, this sounds to me like this lady planned it. She had no family there. She was by herself. Nobody knows. She shows up on the ride.
She died doing what she wanted to.
Right. Rides it and is now a part of the Haunted Mansion. How we do Disney fact, nobody dies at Disney. There is 2 known deaths at Disney because of decapitations. Everybody else has to get pulled away, and when they're outside the property, at the hospital, in the street, then they call them time of death, so that nowhere can you look up and find how many deaths at Disney. You will only find 2. That's just
I just
what
can't
they
believe
do.
You just glossed over the decapitation.
Yeah, those are the 2 deaths at Disney.
I need to do more research on this. That sounds horrible.
One is one is straight Final Destination. Riding the Columbia ship.
Also,
not the Mark Twain. Not the Columbia, not the Mark Twain, the Columbia ship that they use for the Peter Pan and pirate scene during Fantasmic. One of the cables snapped literally and decapitated a dude during midday. Wild Final Destination Disneyland story. That is one. The other happened in a ride, and those are the only 2 known deaths that you can say there, because like I said, everybody else has been pulled off a property and then they call them unalived, and this way you can look up and they don't have it.
I regret asking for elaboration. I kind of wish I didn't ask.
You gentlemen believe in La Chupacabra? Yes, everything.
Which one?
Dar, send me your best story. Right. What you... I guess next week then, Marcus, we'll do cryptids and urban legends and like that. We'll shout out every story that gets sent to us, and what you want us to read, we'll do that one. We just had a lot of people join us right now, and I talked about what just happened to me. What's up? I'm Ernie the Fallen Fett. Welcome. Please join the replay crew. Rewatch this. Leave your comments. Let us know. I'm fully into this. Please send me all of your spooky stories, from ghost stories to hauntings to shadow people to anything. I fully believe I have this happen to me. I'm not here to make fun of you. I want to read your story. We cannot wait for October. We start Spooky Fett month and we get into all these stories. I've had tons of stuff happen to me. Obviously, some stuff I haven't mentioned. And I had the craziest thing just happen to me at work yesterday. You're going to have to hear it, where I fully believed I talked to some type of spirit. Crazy.
Also, subscribe to the Fallen Fett, please, because I want him to get to. Well, I'm not going to say the number, but I think it's roughly 53 more subscribers, because you just got one. You're at 613.
For the month of October, that'd be great. Marcus really wants to get to that one by the end of the month, and then we will do a giveaway for said following number. Great idea. I'm down for it. Let's do it. So yeah, La Chupacabra, all of them, send it. La Llorona, send me all of your stories that you fully want. We will start reading them. We'll get into the cryptids and urban legends on the next show, because now we've had 2 spooky ones that we've talked about. Marcus munching on Oreos is making me break out the Nutter Butters. Oh, I love Nutter Butters. Marcus drank that milk like a shot. Renzi. Roscon, New Mexico sucks. Oh, Howlrunner. That's why you got to have the homies. This network of friends that I have everywhere that text me and find stuff, I'm doing the same of trying to trade out there. Howlrunner, message me on Instagram and let me know your list of what you're looking for. Evil Diva says, I did Queen Mary at Halloween time in the pool. It's such a creepy feeling. I didn't even want to walk through there. That's the worst. What are the worst places? You didn't know that, Marcus? The pool will straight have children's feet prints show up.
Oh, to be honest,
running around the pool.
I thought like she meant she had like a Halloween party or something, and at the pool at your house.
Queen Mary is like one of the
most
hot spots right now for October, that they start doing these tours. They've even gotten worse too. You can stay in some of the rooms. Like, why would you? No, don't do that. It's bad enough you're causing these tours at night. Let those people rest on the Queen Mary. Like I said, it's such an uneasy feeling.
But Ernie, like, imagine being a ghost and then like your loved ones decide to use your room as like a place for people to visit, and then they just see all these toys, and then you as a ghost telling them, don't touch
my
sound
toys.
Wave. Don't touch my sound wave, or I'm gonna
Put
knock
it down.
you out.
Yeah. You don't touch Soundwave. Take off my boba helmet.
Leave the Paul Shrine alone.
Yeah, leave the Paul Shrine alone. We're good. Dumas says, I went to Ross yesterday. They didn't have shit. I know, but the tables are coming out. Trust me. You got to start your Ross runs every day and going. I missed this week, and look what I missed. I missed sabers. I missed helmets. I missed a shit ton of figures that were out. You got to stay on top of it, because they're bringing in stuff constantly. And it's Ross and Didi's right now. They're sharing all the same stuff. I spilled milk when the Oreo plunked in the cup.
Yeah.
Where's Yoko? She's missing on Spooky Fett Month. I know, Sonic. I know. You guys got to get her here. Brian has a story sent, and it's all true. Perfect, brother. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for the super chat. We are doing super chats, all building up to get the Pocket 3 for more content and everything. You guys have so many ideas that you want to see done. So thank you again, Brian Zapp. Oh, we got another one from Johnny right now too, and we'll get into that one. So Brian, we're going to share his on the next episode as well. Stormfire sent you something. Not sure if it's something you can use, but it's the latest thing for me. Stormfire, I'll go over it. Thank you. Stormfire is 100% stories I love to hear and tell. And yes, he has also been at said Denver airport many a time, which is a hot spot for lots of stuff. What years were these two in Park Disney deaths? The last one was a few years ago. I say within the last 10 years, Darth Gutierrez on the ship. The one before that, I would probably say 20 years for the ride that they couldn't do. There was talks of it being the one off of the People Mover into the Tron section of the screen that he was still removed, or the Skyway buckets. That was not one either. I don't believe in cryptids, but believe in ghost spirits, demons, etc. Oh, all right. See, that's cool. Will do. Thanks. The nearest Ross is 45 miles away. Next closest is 80 miles. It's the opposite direction. Do you have a Didi's? Johnny says, I'm all for the supernatural stories. Let's go. Yeah, you got to rewind and check out what happened to me. Man, it was wild, Johnny. Thank you so much for the super chat. Rick Sutherland says, don't late. Time for my shower Migo action. Yeah. Bro, wait till you hear what happened, dude. Rick Jones says, what's up, Rick? 90s, says Cheney. Shouting it out. Let's see, Rick Jones. Brick, you missed some live haunting. Yeah, Brick and Rick actually went back and rewound even before I could say something and keeps checking it. I had a really good one happen. I was visited by something during the day at work. There's lots of no explanation. Very weird. I do have a witness. I was trying to get your guys' thoughts and explanations, so go ahead and leave them below or DM me when you're done and let me know. We can talk about it. During after, as I'm getting so excited and telling you guys, one of the lights busted and flickered out. That was Dunzo.
Busted?
Well, it's not, like you said, is that supposed to happen? It should be on. So I don't know what happened.
Off. I didn't think
I'm going to have to check it. A figure flew off of the door.
Yep.
Literally flew off. Not fell, but like Rick said, launched that shit. And he rewatched it a couple times to check it. So, yeah. No DDs. Damn. He says, what was the story today? I missed it. Fett, you like true crime and disappearances too? Yeah, because some of those are very... So what happened to these people? Or like, you know, that gets into conspiracy when you get into the areas of like, have you seen the national park stuff? Of like supposed underground...
Yeah, like missing 411, right?
Correct, yes. So many missing people go missing at national parks and nobody said. And if you look at it, you know, you can put it under like this type of network that's going on. It's very, very strange and crazy. Send it. We will read it for the month of October, bro.
And going back to the, you know, the Cecil Hotel, that has a lot of like cases of, I mean, just bad history, but also like recently. And by recently, I mean like roughly 10 years ago. Elisa Lamb, the disappearance and eventually the death of Elisa Lamb. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, Riley has been got full on into that and was asking me about that. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad there. Missing 401 is a straight trip, how those people disappear. Yeah, some of these stories are crazy. I mean, as far as no answer or anything. So thank you guys very much for joining us as we get into it. Just to recap, you know, I had something very crazy happen to where I had some type of visit from a entity who was, as Rick explained, disguising himself as a child, maybe. He told me that he was in first grade. The way that this kid spoke was not of a first grader. It was more of talking like an adult. We showed up to a job, Cheney, and immediately as we showed up to the job, I noticed this child who kept staring at me. This curious child kept coming up to us. We're in an easement of working, so that is behind the home. This home is on an acre lot, very open, all dirt, had animals on it, and where we were working were goats going crazy all the time. The kid finally gets so curious up to us. I had tried to get his attention earlier and he ignored me, didn't say anything. Then he came up, and when he did come up, the very first words out of his mouth were, "Do you talk to spirits?" Because me and my cousin do, and we talked to one right here. And we asked him to move that fly trap right there, and it was swinging back and forth. But then the spirit told us to get a Ouija board. But my mom said no, because Ouija boards are bad and they can open up portals for other spirits. I shit you not.
Corinne asked a good question. What was the time set for the figure lying off the door?
I don't know, unless Rick can remember it. I don't know. He was investigating that one.
Oh, Sonic. Dude. Yeah, I heard about this story. This happened in like 2018, 2020. It's really messed up.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Yeah, the missing kid. Yeah. Because the way those things close. So I totally get how it happened, but it's horrible that nobody ever found him that that's an unrested spirit for sure.
The thing that, like, as someone that is into true crime and unsolved mysteries, the thing that makes me upset is the the incompetence with some law enforcement, and it's partially the reason why, like, some of these cases are unsolved to this day.
Still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like John Benet Ramsey. I mean, that wouldn't be a cold case if the police department did their job.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Back in the day, all this missing people that we do have, because it just kind of went unattended. And the way that it happens now is even crazier because what is happening out there, right? So again, we can leave that for another episode. But that's what happened, Cheney. And then I get into full conversation with the child who spoke like an adult. Very weird conversation. My partner was with me the whole time and was shaking his head no and asking me, why do I keep talking to him? And as we finished, child disappeared. Said entity was gone. While he kept coming up to us, where we were working, like I said, is a pen of goats, and none of these goats freaked out around the kid, and the kid's walking through the goats like nothing. None of them are jumped or anything, and goats are, to my knowledge, very jumpy. Any sound, anything you do, they run away, they hop. They get scared, and this kid was walking through them like nothing. Hal Runner in the chat confirmed he has goats. They don't even let him walk between them. And go back and rewind, guys, and tell me your thoughts. Share it and let me know what you think, because it was crazy and it was wild on my end, especially that I had somebody there who could see the kid and was wondering what the heck happened. And then we both had no idea where he went at all. Acre lot, the house was so far back. We just bent over to pick up tools, said, okay, kid, we'll talk to you again later. And doing that, looking up, the child was gone, not there anymore, was not running back towards the home, was not on the other side of the end of the fence. We were right in the middle, was not to the right or left of us. Lots of goats there. Somebody had brought up Skinwalker. I don't know. I didn't have a count on the goats. And I did not have an uneasy feeling about this kid. I wanted to I was so enthralled with him even more, you know?
Janie's comment.
Yeah, this makes me want to sit down and talk conspiracy theories with you. Yeah.
Rick something has a great comment too, like what the kid looked like.
A small Hispanic child. Short haircut. I had made note of this. Blue shirt, shorts were gray, I believe, or the opposite. Nothing inconspicuous about him to say like time period. Just a kid. I did ask him, why are you home? He said on break, which coincides. Yes. He said he was in first grade. That's what really threw me off. Like, why do you speak like this? Why do you talk like this?
I think, like, just
and
really
then
quickly. Oh,
yeah,
like just really quickly to channel Yoko or Tommy's sort of energy, but I feel like they would say it would be funny if the kid wasn't a ghost and if he was just like yanking your chains, and when he goes the next day when he goes to school, he's like, man, and he tells his like classmates, man, I just scared these old guys at my house. Hilarious.
Yeah, right. But we couldn't find him though. Marcus, like I said, and I went back today to see if kid was playing in the yard. Nothing. Then, like I said, to share it at the end of the day with the person who sent us there for the job, and he was like, there was no boy. That dude had a daughter. The mom and the dad who he talked to about said work that we had to do had a little girl there, not a boy. And she was not first grade little girl. He said more like fourth, fifth, like older. But that's all that was there. There was no little boy running around. They were talking about their little girl and for her to watch out and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. You guys tell me what it is, you know?
Yeah, I can't think of a explanation for that one. It just sounds
Yeah.
as
She said, man, this makes me want to sit down
and
and talk conspiracy theories with you. That's what all this month is about, brother. And we need to set up. Tell me what time you get back home and we can run through some conspiracies. Yeah, so he was Hispanic too. Not a accent though. That was very prevalent, like I said, talking like an adult, not a first grader.
Ooh, Ernie.
Yeah.
What if he did like, I mean, I was gonna say like, what if he did like some investigating around the area, like do some research about like any passings that have happened within the last couple decades, things like that. Maybe you could find like who that kid
Again,
is.
because I don't like to get into that type of stuff, you know, just because I feel like, I don't know, like, again, opens more doors. Like the kid said, you can open portals. See, again, I feel like he was trying to tell me something, you know, don't do this, don't do that. Because then as we go throughout our day, a weird situation happened after that with said work where this girl kind of predicted our next job out of nowhere. Just a crazy, wild day. So I don't know. Crazy signs were out there. The most crazy experience I've ever had. And like I said, I did not feel uneasy or bad. I wanted to talk to this kid. So as we get into the story, you're wondering what, you know, Evil Diva and everybody else was talking about. As you guys rewatch, see if you do get a timestamp and mark it. Figure flew off over there. Somebody else said another figure fell. I didn't hear that one or see that one. Lights went out in here and constant camera glitching. I've said that already before, but this one was kind of a lot in this episode. So
I also spilled my milk, so I'm pretty upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus had to go get milk and then ended up spilling it. Spooky Fett Wednesdays are the best. Thank you, Doombot. I need to go over your stories. Send it again.
Next comment.
Let's see. Did you make eye contact with the kid? His eyes were not hollow black. Yes, I did. I constantly did because I wanted to. The only time that he made contact with me is when he said, "You talk to spirits, right?" Then when he goes on with his conversation about what he did and what happened, he was constantly just moving like this and talking. And I had to really focus on him and I wanted to talk to him. That was the only time I felt him looking at me before this as he got closer. Then when he gets closer, not a hi, hello. I tried to make contact with him before to let him know, hey, can you tell somebody we're shutting off the water? And then he, that was it. You talk to spirits, right? Freak me out. What am I supposed to say? No, yeah. Like all of a sudden. And then he gets into a story. Sonic says, why wasn't Ernie wearing the glasses? I know, my meta glasses. I have not taken them to one with work. Saul gets pissed off because he says, dude, we could be so rich from work with all the stuff that happens to me. Saul is a full believer in Ernieism. Why always Ernie? Why does this happen to us? Why does this go on? He blames it full on me. He would love for us to film all the time. And we can't. We have signed a clause. There is tons of film that he has of me out there that we cannot do that and show at work. And there's actually been people at work who have gotten in trouble. So we need our job to pay bills. So unfortunately, that's why you don't see Ernie work videos. But Saul has a ton. Trust me.
Like Obi-Wan's comment. That's a nice callback.
So mainly now, I did switch my prescription from glasses because my eyes are still good. And I got contacts so I can wear the meta glasses a lot more. So even around the home. So maybe we can catch more happenings happen, or you guys can see what happens. And Riley is now in the process of loading everything up. So unfortunately, that's the reason behind that, Sonic. We would love to. And again, maybe one day I can talk Saul actually being here. He has said yes. But then I think he got kind of chickened out. Not in the bad way of saying that, but just like, what am I supposed to do? So we'll see. But yeah, that would be great. No, it was a little bit after. It was in the middle of the story, baby. It's pretty crazy. Rick, something so curious. You think the kid entity went home with you, or you thinking the fig's flying tonight? The room was separate, and has that happened before? And do you have any sage? There's the sage again. No, catching up, Brick. I wasn't felt threatened or anything. As per last week's video, as we got into this crazy situation has happened here. It's always seen something of that has to do with a child, from the last haunting at the house to now here. It always feels small. So I was talking in the middle with Corinne, and being a parent, the tugging at your shirt from a child. And that happened to me last week. I freaked out. I froze up. She saw it. And then she said, oh, then she told me how it was poking behind her, which there was no way to get behind her, but was poking behind her. Then Riley comes out upset because it pulled her hair. So we have that with said one. I saw hummingbirds all week, which is representation of my grandmother. And then this happened. So I don't know. And no, this has not happened before because I've never invited that type in or anything. And I just felt the need. I had to talk to him. And it was very weird, very strange. So no, that hasn't happened before. Obi-Wan Chigones, what's up, fool? My favorite Ernie spooky story is when Ernie pulled his cousin out of a nightmare, all off Reddit's hat. Yeah, it was my brother. Not my cousin, it was my brother. But yes, that was when I talked about all my dream stuff. And God, I loved when we did all the dream stuff that I talked about, or my really, really freaky deja vu, because so many of you came back with answers of, oh, I thought I was the only one. That was a great episode. I can do that too. And have shared their stories. Didn't want me to share them on air. That's great. But just a feeling to know that I'm not crazy and other people were doing what I have done or the things that I see is cool. I hate black-eyed children. That's bad. I don't like those ones. So yeah. Honestly, from what I've observed, your light and personality, according to some, is a type that can attract spirits. If you believe in that sort of thing, yes, you're relatively open, which they like. Yeah. If you go back to past episodes of Spooky Fett and catch up, videos with Toymigos, you can see the stuff happen. You can see the stories that I've told. We shared the Sarlacc story of hearing that demon dog because Corinne got a table from somebody. We got rid of that table. Lots of stuff, man, since I've been a kid has happened. And like this, where my grandma told me that I'm special, but I've never wanted to get to that point of talking to people or seeing why. I fell victim to this one, I guess you can say. Middle of the day and everything. Rick Jones fully explains it as this spirit took over the image of a kid and knew that, and was easy for me to then talk to it and everything. So yeah. So who's your coworker? Yeah, Darky Terrace. That's usually who I work with every day. And from us working together, hearing about the show, knowing lots of stuff he sees happen and going on that he wants to share. John, Zap, everybody who has been great fans of the show, Brian, and everybody who I actually know outside of work and talk like that, and then John gets pissed off because then my stuff has gone on to him. I've actually helped him with situations on how to control stuff or do stuff. Yeah, man, it's all out there. Go through all the rewatch. I'm not saying that to try and get clicks or rewatch, right, Marcus? It is all there. Look for the stories of October. There's stuff that lots of people bring up as being part of the Federation. Part of Toymigos, Sarlacc, Boba Squadron, that RLU that know all this. I had we did a conspiracy show before, down the rabbit hole. Tons of stuff, man, that I love to talk about. I've been doing this for a long time, and I am very open, that Brick says, of everything going in my life, going on. I love to talk about this stuff and being open about it, because like I said, my whole dreams and deja vu and everything, you kind of feel crazy sometimes, like, why does that happen to me? And then as other people answer to you and be like, wow, that has happened to me too, or sending me articles of this is what you have, is amazing. We do this for therapy. I've said we get to shut off the world. We get to be us right here, whether it's toys here on the Fallen Fett Chronicles, whether it's how we do Disney, that's my happy place to go to run away from everything. Whatever it is that we do, like I've shared it with you all through my divorce, through here, new life, through old life. It's therapy. It really is. And that's why I do it. If you have stories and you want to share, I'm a full believer in it. I'm not going to make fun of you. I'm not here to do it. We've shared so many other people's stories and it's great. Like I said, I could not wait to share. I'm supposed to be on call. I missed Chatmigos last week. We've had a busy ass week. I am exhausted. I am tired. And I got somebody to cover today just so I could share that story with you and find out your guys' input. I like Rick's. Joey seems to think that it was bad. I didn't feel that it was bad though, because I do feel bad places or bad things, bad people. Yeah, it was daytime, but it was sunny or cloudy. No, it was sunny yesterday. This was middle of the day, bro. Really a trip. Yes, Dorothy's the kid he works with. Yeah, he's the same. It's really great getting to work with Saul, man, because I miss my kids so much. And he's the same age as my kids. So working with him, I feel like I'm close to my kids, if that's a great explanation or a good way to say it. A really good kid, good head on his shoulders, hard worker. He reminds me of my kids. He knows this. I've explained it to him. I don't get to have a chance to visit my kids a lot. So we talk a lot. And I get to say things to him and tell him things. And so it's pretty awesome. I love working with Saul. And I miss my kids. I know sometimes they watch this. Hi. I love you guys. I know you're busy. We're all busy. We all have stuff that's going on. But yeah. Oh boy, hummingbirds. See? Brick, you got to catch up, man. You got to go back and listen. Set boundary with it. Asserted should leave Riley alone and get some sage and smoke it down again if you're inclined. Yeah. No, I'm fully... Grandma was a bruja, and she taught me all of that with lighting and candles and like that. Unfortunately, I miss her. That's where my hummingbirds come from, because I know that's her. So, yeah. John of the Ross, a little boy. The brother had temper issues. He would get his way. Now, apparently, he's a little off in the head. Oh, we're going back to his explanations. I dislike going to haunted places. I have reoccurring nightmares about ghosts. Yeah, Rick, same. Like I said, I should have never went to Winchester House. Damn it. I don't like entering some places because of that. It's cool. Rick says a lot of stuff that I forget to mention that he mentions, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I always appreciate you, Rick, for being here in the chat. My dad had an awesome demon dog experience in the Philippines. That was with Sarlacc. Crazy. It was wild. Ryan says, remember our deep dive into alternate universes at the restaurant in Vegas with John and Zap? Yeah. Yeah.
Have you told that story before?
I still bring it up. Which one?
Oh, the one that Brian's talking about.
No, this is just people listening to the old shows like John and everything. And me and Brian had a chance to rap about stuff. And we sat there for a couple of hours with everybody of explanations for alternate universes and what it may be. I got them, I explained Rich's version of his ghosts and like that. We were getting into Mandela stuff and everything. Like Cheney said, I love the conspiracy stuff because I want it for answers. Like I said, like Mandela, alternate universes, like I don't see you as wrong, and I'm just stating my side too. Whatever you want to say is, I'm not doing it for to make you mad or upset, but at the same time, what I feel is just one way is something too. Like this, you can believe all these stories that I've said forever, or not. You don't have to. The Mandela stuff, Cheney always has an explanation for it, but we sit down and we share everything, and of what it is. And yeah, that was an awesome time. like I said, when you can just get deep, you deep dive and you realize, shit, how long have we been sitting here for? That's great conversation. And that was me and Rich's show. And unfortunately, they didn't want you guys to hear it. I'll be completely honest with you. That is always going to be my answer because we have the proof for it.
Is it on YouTube? No, right?
No, it was on all our streaming stuff, and you can't hear those broken pieces.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, to test all the theories, we'll do another show right after it. Perfect. We would do Down the Rabbit Hole, talk about stuff, go over a TV show, Walking Dead, whatever it was. Do that, came out perfect. Go back to another episode of Down the Rabbit Hole, messed up, distorted. Can't hear anything. And it's there. And yeah. I witnessed shadows, orbs, 2 apparition experiences, and lots of sensing, or at least I think I have. I try to maintain a healthy skepticism, but have had many odd experiences with paranormality. Yes. Same. Is that how you say it? Paranormality? That's a huge word.
Paranormality.
Yeah. Check out when the figure flew off today.
We gotta find the clip for that to put it into a YouTube short.
Sounds made me 100% believe. Yeah. Knocking ghosts. Yeah, we talked about that last week. Can you sense my evil? Johnny says. No, I never have, Johnny, actually. I don't know. I see your photo and your name come up and I always smile. I've seen some of your art stuff that you have on there. So, nah, Johnny, can't make yourself out like that. I think you're a good dude. So, yeah. Unless you're hiding it very well, then you have me bamboozled, Johnny. Ghosts are known to appear during the day, but in cloudy days. I would honestly have to look. I was so just into what was going on. Ghosts are just more active at night. They're always there. Yes, I feel the same way. Now I have computer love. Why? Why do you have computer love all of a sudden? Did I go computer vocal?
No, I think
the old
you heard Zap.
Oh, the old Sunnyvale Toys R Us has some documentation video proof of haunting. Yeah, I've seen those ones. Send them again. We'll share them and show them. Yeah. So yeah, you guys got to catch up with today's story and see how it all went down. It was another great episode. Thank you guys. Awesome. Another good one. I can't believe, and as you guys rewatch Brick, especially, all of you guys, let me know what you thought, of what had happened and what's going on. And now I have a few things we have already talked about. People want to talk about cryptids and urban legends. Send me that. We will get into that for an episode. Yeah, Darth Gutierrez, there's tons of old content to catch up on of, last year, Spooky Fett. We make reference to other stories. Obi-Wan Chigones mentioned a great one as I talked about dreams and deja vu. Just little stuff that I bring out about myself to telling you guys. Such a great time. Gonna definitely have to be on the rewatch. I was coming in and out, taking care of stuff. Not a problem. Tell me your thoughts, Johnny, on what you think happened. Unfortunately, Marcus, I'm sorry. I freaked you out again. You had to get milk. But a lot of people like that answer.
3 times I had to get milk.
It was
milk
a crazy
out of
one.
Fear.
I still don't have no answer. I didn't think it was bad. What happened tonight, crazy, of course. And let's get into, go ahead and send me if you have personal stories, Doombot, Sonic, Rick, we've all read and talked here live, or they've sent me and I've read them. Stormfire has great stuff too. And if you guys you want me to share your story, you don't want me to say your name, I will not. I can keep it as story sent in. And then what urban legends you want to talk about or conspiracy theories. Hopefully we can set up Cheney here and we'll get into some more conspiracy stuff. I don't know about all the old down the rabbit hole stuff. It was such a fun time, or what is actually out there. And do you talk to spirits? Because I'm a spirit was basically what I felt happened after. So we'll have to see. Yeah, thank you guys very much. Already head on over to Sarlacc Digest for all your Star Wars news. Catch up on their rewatch if you stuck around here. But don't forget, tomorrow they're not Dolls Toymigos. I will be back. Like I said, I took tonight off so I could be here and share with you guys. Thanks to Monster for taking my shift. I told him straight out, I was like, Monster, I need you to cover tonight. I had something crazy happen. I have to do my show. Can you please cover? And Monster was a straight up G and took it over. So thanks, Monster. Thank you for all of tonight's super chats. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who's a member and continues to be a member. We do have all that content coming, but all the super chats and everything is working to get the Pocket 3 for your guys' idea of contents, what you want shot. I do have the Ray-Ban Meta. Riley is loading all that up, but Riley has had a busy last couple of months while we came up with all this that she's going to now edit and post everything up. So she will be hard at it and getting to it. I've sent her tons of stuff, which is this, the Fallen Fett Chronicles, how we do Disney. Everything here from Disney news to we'll have ride-ons, walking through the park, merch. We can tell Disney stuff as well, to just getting you through the hump day and ready for the weekend is what we do here. But during the month of October, it is Spooky Fett. We get into some personal stuff here and what has happened to me. Like I said, if you want to share, send it in. We got great episodes coming up. Marcus, number one moderator, thank you for being here. Shout out to the rest of the crew. I hope you guys are having a good month, and feel free to hop in whenever you need to. And again, don't forget, follow everybody at the bottom. And the Shirt Farm, go check out all their drops and their merch. So comfortable, from skinny to big guys. You're going to love it. Use code FET and receive 10% off your order. Thank you to them. Thank you to everybody who helped sponsor as well, too. Click all the links below. You know what to do. Hit the thumbs up. Hit subscribe. And if you become a member, I love you. I appreciate you. And again, thank you for all the super chats. Marcus, anything else?
Please get Ernie 53 extra subscribers.
Yes. Yeah, because Marcus wants to do a giveaway for the said month of Spooky Fett. So we're going to do that. We will see you guys next week. Thank you. Have a great week. Be safe. I love you. Send in all those stories, videos, and what you want to talk about. We'll get them together. Always, you can send me a reminder on Tuesday night so I can gather them all on Wednesday if you watched last week's episode, and we just run off the Instagram and show them there. All right? Peace out, guys. Later.